What's up, YouTube? This is B-Boy Torg 1990, and again, Merry Christmas to you all, since today is actually Christmas now. So this is my deck profile of my Chronofang Tiger deck. I was gonna make this deck when I had an ARG at my locals about a month ago, but I didn't get a chance to do that, and plus it was finals week all around the corner also. So again, I was too busy with school and everything. And the ARG deck I built, it was I had, instead of the Arlem Perfect Cards, I had Labashim. So right now this is my revamped Chronofang deck. So let's get to it. As always, the starter is definitely started and changed. It's gonna be Chrono Tiger. If you saw I made this deck profile before my last video. It's for Chrono Tiger. And it's when you forgot, what he does is you counterblast one and put him in your soul. If any unit that went to the bottom of the deck, you may pay the cost, and if you do, take a unit from your bind zone to the field, and it gains 4K. This works with doing a lot of combos, but it works when you do like when you bring back something. I mean, when you put your opponent's units to the back of the deck, then you do all shenanigans with them. So that's the starter. Now for grade 3s, this is pure Chronofang Tiger. So of course you play 4 of the regular Chronofang Tigers. If you forgot what he's done, what he does, I'll explain. What he does is, on ride, you can bind a card from your hand and choose a unit from your opponent's side of the field, and you put it back and get a unit grade -2 to the field. So basically, get rid of the starter, the grade 1. They're never gonna get they're never gonna get a unit to call. So simple as that. And also, his GB2 skill is if you have 2 or more G units face up, you get to strike just by binding instead. And it's like Diablo, that's Dark Diablo, but instead of putting it in the field, you bind it. So that's the good thing about it. Then 3 Chronofang Tiger G's, because this is just Chronofang. There's no other grade 3 I could think of. Maybe Axel, but I'll think about that. Now his skill is, you soul blast one and choose a unit from your hand, from your rear guard circle, and bind it. If it attacks the vanguard, you may pay the cost, and if you do that, you get to pick a unit that's in the same column as him from your opponent's side of the field, and you put it in the bottom of the deck. So this works. This works with the starter. That's why that I use. I play 2 starters, but my main starters could be Chrono Tiger. So like, I really do like this. I really like him, but he's not someone I want to ride. You want to ride this guy. He's the one you want to ride. So that's my grade 3s. Onto my grade 2s. I play 3 History Maker dragons. I tried 4, but it turns out it became too clunky, so I dropped it to 3. It's a lot better. I may play 2, get rid of 1, put another grade 2 unit. I'm not sure, but not 4 Nanis. 3's perfect for Nani. Maybe another upstream. That depends. But I think 3 is doing good for me so far. His skill, I mean, if you guys play the Chrono Jet version, you see him a lot. You should know what he does. But some of you don't. It's basically, if he attacks, you counterblast 1. If you attack the vanguard, counterblast 1. If you do, you get to time leap a unit. Simple as that. So this works just doing a lot of combos as well. Like a 90 stride turn. So speaking of Nani, I played 3 Steam Tamer Nani. Oh, don't forget that. So basically what he does is that if he's in the bind zone, you soul blast 1, you superior call him from the bind zone to the rear. And also, he gains 1,000 for every card that's in your bind zone, and that's basically this whole mechanic of Chronofang is to have a lot of cards binded. So that's what's the good thing about Nani. He basically becomes bigger when he gets called to the field. Next, 2 Steam Maiden Shagusa. She's actually really interesting. I like her because she can become a grade 2 booster, and you bind something to get her effect. So basically, if you call her, you basically get a 12k booster or a 12k attacker. But normally I would just make her as an attacker more than a booster. well, it depends on who I want to boost. So in this case, she's a really great card, honestly, and I love her effect. It helps me get more in the bind zone. So before I go to my stride turn, I use my stride to get the effects to bind. So she does a good job helping out with that. Next, 2 upstream dragons. It's simple. The timely combo with the TikTok worker, get a grade 1. Timely him get a grade 3 with TikTok worker. That combo. Same. It would say the same for Melon, but still, he becomes a 13k attacker when he attacks. Then if you do that skill, you basically put him back in the deck, get a grade 1, and more shenanigans. But usually when oh my bad. Usually with him, I get either Lucina Bell or the other grade 1. Like if you counterblast 1, you put it in the rear guard circle. You get to choose one of your opponent's units, and they get a grade 1 -1. But mostly I get Lucina Bell, not Mellum, because when I'm going to do something to bind, I don't want to bind Mellum. Then last but not least, 2 Steam Knight Mudars. Yeah, Mudar is such a great card. What he does is if he's in the bind zone, you soul blast 1, call him in the rear guard circle, becomes an 11k attacker. And if he hits something, you bind him, and you have to bind him face up. Then you soul charge 1 and choose one of your rear guards, and you timely bid. Really amazing card. I would probably play this 2 only. I don't want to play 3 because Donnie's the better one. But although Nani's is like you had to have a grade for Chronofang Tiger, which is basically Chrono Tiger Rebellion, and that's basically it. But overall, he's good. Modar is also good. That's the grade 2s. Now to the grade 1s. I play 3 Steam Maiden Arlems and 1 Steam Scalar Emelana. The Arlems just to counter charge a lot in case, because this deck sort of does counter blast a lot. But like it's good to have her. Also the Stride Bind Time Dragon, it does counter charge. That's good, but it does have a lot of more options to counter charge. That's why I play 3 Arlems. Scalar just to bind something and return 2 things back. So if I get 2 heal triggers in the field in my graveyard, return it back. That way I can heal often more. So yeah. 2 Stride Enablers. Don't need to explain more. It's just Stride Enablers. 3 Melons. I mean, it's the same thing like I said with Upstream Dragon. You do the combo with TikTok Worker. She becomes an 11k attacker. Then you get a grade 0. At the end, like you return to the deck, you get a grade 0. But TikTok Worker, you timely for get an Upstream Dragon, and also get a grade 0. So simple as that. Great card. Then I play 2 Steam Hunter Imambara. This is the one I talked about before. For Upstream, is that what her skill is? That when she's in the bind zone, you counterblast 1, you call her to the rear guard, and then if you choose, you may choose to choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and if I do that, the opponent returns that unit to the deck and searches for a card -1 from that. So basically, if I get rid of, let's say my opponent has a Laurel, I get rid of the Laurel, they can't do, for Deeplease, they won't be able to do much restanding the Vanguard if I get rid of the Laurel. Or like pretty much get rid of problematic cards. And then 2 Lucina Bells. Basically, when she gets binded from the rear guard circle, you get to choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards and then put it in the bottom of the deck. Really, really helpful, especially if you're doing the bind strides that bind like Chrono Tiger Rebellion or Bind Time Dragon. Bind her, you basically can get rid of your opponent's problematic cards. That's the grade 1s. Now onto my grade 0s. 7 crits. I mean, you don't need to do 8, honestly. Then I do 2 draws, 3 stands. Gotta have 4 heals. And the TikTok worker, which I don't have to explain much because you already know TikTok worker. Now that's the grade 0s. Now onto my strides. This is Chronofang deck, so you had to play 4 Chrono Tiger Rebellions. This guy is a beast. I love Chrono Tiger Rebellion because with him, his skill is I just Soul Blast 1 and flip, Persona Flip, then bind a unit from my rear guard circle, bind a unit from my hand. And then if I am on top of Chronofang, the heart that says Chronofang, he gets an extra crit and an extra drive check. That's super helpful. And that's his second skill. His first skill is every 2 in your bind zone, he gains 5,000. So if I have like say 8 in the bind zone, he gains 20,000. So basically, if you're swinging for 31, instead you're swinging for 51. So your opponent has an extra G guard, or either get a G guard twice or get a perfect guard. Chrono Tiger Rebellion puts in work. Next, Bind Time Dragon. It's Counter Blast 2, you Soul Blast 1, then bind as many units you want. Persona Flip, bind as many units you want. And then you counter charge 2. If you're on top of Zodiac Time Beast, counter charge 2, solo charge 2. Basically, another unit that binds, you may want him, this one. Like if I have like these less damage or have enough counter blast and I want to put a lot of units to bind, I stride into him first before I do Chrono Tiger Rebellion. That way I get add up units to bind and get rid of my units my opponent has because it's from the bind zone. So this is very helpful. Next, 2 Warp Drive Dragons, just a time leap. That's the first stride. That gets you to GB2. 1 Huan Long, my bad. Basically, I get a unit that I don't want in my bind zone, put it in my hand or put it in the field when he is attacking the Vanguard. So this helps like for units that you normally don't want that's in the bind zone, like say a heal trigger. You basically just take that one. Oh, it has to be a grade 1 or greater. Then if you say like Mellum, put it from my hand or from the bind zone to my hand or to the field. This helps a lot. 1 Fiery March Colossus, just for in case they have they try to check a perfect guard, use it just so they don't get a perfect guard to use. Then that's my strides. Now my G guards. 3 Uluru, just to bring back a heal trigger and other units like a TikTok worker. And 1 Rafana. So just for a bigger shield and get a grade 0 like a Uwatar or Gear Tabby. So if I'm going to bind them, I give either more cards in my hand or give more power to my Vanguard, depending on the situation. So that was my Chronofang Tiger revamped deck. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I'll see you guys later. So this is Bebo Turk 1990 saying deuces.